How's it guys, this is Dayvy, FPL and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be going over my final team selection for the upcoming Game Week 4. So unfortunately this week, no deadline stream is going to be happening for the upcoming Game Week 4, and that's why I actually wanted to create this final team selection video. So I'll be running through kind of a very quick team review of how the squad's currently looking. I'll then go over my confirmed transfers. 2 free transfers are going to be used this week, and I'll show you who I'm bringing in. Then finally, I'll show you some logic behind those transfers before giving you guys the final team selection right at the end. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So let's go over a quick review. As you guys know, sitting at 130k, very nice start to the season. Let's see how the current starting 11 is looking, and we are looking actually pretty decent. I'll take a quick run through each position. The starting goalkeeper, Johnston. Roy Hodgson today said that he'll be starting against Wolves on the weekend, which is simply the best news possible because we were worried about that Dean Henderson signing. Then our defensive department, we've got Chilwell with definitely the best fixture, Nottingham Forest at home. We then have Saliba at home as well against United, however, not super confident in that, and I do own Bruno and Rashford. Then finally, Estupiñán against Newcastle at home, not confident of a clean sheet there, but attacking returns could be on the cards, as that seems like the only points we might be getting from him at the moment. Now midfield department, we have a lot of players playing each other. We have Arsenal taking on United, Rashford, Bruno versus Saka and Martinelli. However, we are actually looking to take Martinelli out. Then finally, Mbeumo has one of the best fixtures of the game week, Bournemouth at home. Brentford have actually made a few signings today on deadline day, so let's see if any of them actually feature on the weekend. Then our forward department, no complaints there. Erling Haaland against Fulham at home, great fixture on paper, definitely going to be our captain for game week 4, and his effective ownership this week is probably going to be off the charts. Then finally, Nicholas Jackson against Nottingham Forest at home, great fixture on paper. Let's see if he can continue on his goal scoring way of things, as that's why I brought him in, because of these lovely fixtures. Now on the bench, we actually have some decent bench options this week. Sheffield United take on Everton at home. Archer and Baldock are playable options if you guys do want to go there, as I expect both of them to actually play. Otherwise, Turner against Chelsea, not going to play him, and it seems like his days might also be numbered, as Nottingham Forest just signed a new goalkeeper. Then in terms of Bayer, news came out that he's going to be missing at least until after the international break, so he's definitely out for Game Week 4. So as you guys can see, starting 11 doesn't actually look too bad, but as mentioned, I'm looking to use 2 free transfers, a defensive transfer, and then a midfield one. If you guys can suggest any other moves, you can drop them in the comments down below or let me know what moves you guys are making heading into that Game Week 4 deadline. Now the first move I want to talk about is going to be the one that's pretty much confirmed. I haven't done this move as of yet, but I'm going to be doing it before the Game Week 4 deadline, and I'll be updating you guys over my Twitter page or my Discord server. So that move unfortunately is going to be for Bayer out. The 4.0 defender is going to miss the next few game weeks potentially with an injury, and I actually have enough money in the bank to upgrade one of my 4.0 defenders. So between Baldock and Bayer, easy decision at the moment because of that injury, and the upgrade I'll be doing is for Dayvy from Spurs. So this move, as I said, is pretty much confirmed because there's no other defenders I'm considering. Yes, I might look at a Ruben Diaz from Man City, but I do prefer the upside of Dayvy. Clean sheets on the cards with lovely fixtures as well as massive attacking threat. Now I actually was waiting for some press conference news today. I just wanted to see from the Spurs manager that Dayvy was fine and fit to play because he did come off with a knock in Game Week 3. Now the Spurs manager said nothing about his injury, so I'm pretty sure that he's going to be fine for Game Week 4. So this move is pretty locked in. Now the next move I want to talk about is going to be that Martinelli out move, and as you guys know, it's the story of Game Week 4, Foden vs Maddison vs Raheem Sterling. Now at the current moment, I've actually nailed it down to 2 options, and that's Maddison and also Sterling. So we went over this in the Ultimate Guide, but I want to give you guys a refresher of what my current thinking is, and why I'm actually leaning towards the Chelsea man. Now I'm going to bring up the stats right now. Obviously only 3 games played, Sterling just played Luton, the majority of his stats came from that fixture, but these are going to be the per 90 stats. So pretty much both of them are nailed in terms of minutes, both of them have played the majority of minutes, and both of them have the exact same XG. Now that might be a little bit surprising. I think that is kind of a favour for Maddison because he's more of a kind of reserve midfielder, whereas Sterling acts as a winger or a second forward. So because they had the same amount of XG, as I said, that's a favour for Maddison, and that definitely makes him look good. He also is leading in terms of XA, which you would expect as a kind of midfielder slot, 0.37 compared to 0.22. Now things spice up a bit in terms of actual points. You can see that Sterling's just outperforming Maddison slightly by about an extra 0.1 points per game. But in terms of expected FPL points, Maddison is actually leading Sterling 6.88 per game versus around 6 for Sterling. So in terms of the stats are kind of favouring Maddison at the moment, but in terms of the fixtures, I actually do think that Sterling has the better short-term fixtures. And that's really what this comes down to. Why my mind has actually changed from Maddison to Sterling is I went over to Fix's kind of fixture planner and I looked at my team in a few game weeks time. Now what I noticed is around game week 8, I'll potentially be looking to take Saka out, and that's exactly where Maddison has Luton away. So what I'm kind of saying here is that I'll probably be bringing both these two assets in a few game weeks time, and that's going to be around game week 8. So then this kind of reduces to the next 4 fixtures, and in my opinion, the next 4 fixtures are Raheem Sterling's, as Maddison has that Arsenal away game and that Liverpool at home one. Now I know Liverpool aren't the best defense in the world, but just remember they've played with 10 men for basically half the season, and maybe in a few game weeks time they're looking better defensively. So I just feel like over the next 4 fixtures, if I was to bet on who's going to perform better, I have to go with Raheem Sterling, as I do favour those fixtures. Then in game week 8, when we look to take Saka out when he has Man City, I can bring Maddison straight into the team, so I'm planning to have both of them in a few game weeks time. Now I do agree that Maddison is the better kind of medium or long-term option, so if you guys don't want to look to bring both of them in, I think that you guys should go for him. And I don't even think though if you go for Sterling, you have to wildcard in about game week 9. When I looked at my team, around game week 9, the team will still look pretty strong. We can carry a few transfers over the next few game weeks, and then even avoid the wildcard depending on who you guys go for. So to kind of conclude this talking point and give you guys my kind of final thinkings, yes, as a long-term option, I do like James Maddison, but because I'm looking to bring both of them in a few game weeks time, I do prefer Raheem Sterling over the next 4. But you guys can let me know in the comments down below, who are you guys bringing in for the upcoming game week? If you're going for full Foden, I love that move as well. Definitely kind of a more short-term punt, but I think the points could be there, especially this weekend against Fulham at home. Now, if you are going for another option, I've seen some Jared Bowens floating around. Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if you team Maddison or team Sterling. So let's go back to that actual transfer plan, and that's obviously going to be for Martinelli out. Now, I do actually understand if you guys do want to keep Martinelli, there could be some value there. Everton at home next week is a great fixture on paper, and even the United at home one, they have a lot of injuries in defense. So if you guys do want to roll a transfer, I 100% get that, but I think I want to play a bit more aggressive this season, and that's why that Sterling move is pretty much going to happen. Now, I haven't locked this move in as of yet, but I'm pretty sure that I've gone over the thinking. I'm probably going to lock this transfer in fairly shortly because I don't want to leave it to the deadline, as in my mind might actually be swayed. So those 2 transfers are pretty locked in. The Udogie move and the Sterling move look quite strong, but I can understand if you guys are going for Foden or also James Maddison. Let me know what transfers you guys are making for this upcoming game week. I've seen some people taking -8, -12 hits, but I think the majority of us are only using 1 or 2 free transfers. So let's go back to that team selection, and I can show you guys the changes I'm going to be making and the final team selection going into game week 4. So the 3 changes from our formation that will then happen will be Saliba, Martinelli and Bayer. Saliba will drop to the bench as he has United at home, not super confident in that fixture. And the new boys Udogie and Sterling will slot into the starting 11. So the team looks pretty strong. Let's just hope that Chelsea put up a good performance against Nottingham Forest, because all my eggs are literally in one basket. Otherwise, that Arsenal vs United game, hopefully it's an absolute goal fest and all my players get attacking returns, as in that's going to be a pretty decent game week. I do think those 2 free transfers have massively increased the starting 11, so let's hope for an absolute banger, and as I always say, hopefully the green arrows are in your favour. But this is basically going to wrap up the video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. International break after game week 4, so I'll see you guys in about 2 weeks time. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. But I'm signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers, bye.